Set? Alright. What's going on, everybody? My name is Craig, and I did my research study on heavy metal's effect on aggression. So, on April 20th, 1999, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris walked into their high school and opened fire on teachers and students. They killed several and injured many more. The two were said to be big fans of Marilyn Manson, who was a shock rocker and he was very popular at the time. Similar case in 1984, John McCollum listened to a song by Ozzy Osbourne called Suicide Solution, and he took the words literally and ended his own life. But is it fair to say that these heavy metal artists were to blame for these kids' actions? That's what I wanted to find out. So my hypotheses, my null hypothesis was that heavy metal will have no effect on aggression, and my experimental hypothesis is that heavy metal will show more aggression. There are very little previous studies done on this subject, but one I did find was called The Influence of Locus of Control and Aggressiveness of Rock Music Videos and Aggression, a Reanalysis and Methodological Critique of Bwan and Wilson. It's kind of a long title, but it is a reanalysis, so they took data from a previous study. It was 28 participants, and they used DStat software to recalculate findings using means and standard deviations. What they did find was that participants who watched nonviolent music videos found a decrease in aggression compared to those who watched violent music videos. It's somewhat similar to my study, except I didn't do the visual portion of it, it's just the audio. I think when you add the visual stimulation in there, it becomes a whole other study. So, methods I used, informed consent, of course, demographics questionnaire, and there were two levels of the independent variable, whether they listened to a heavy metal song or they didn't at all. So the heavy metal song I picked was Shadow of the Colossus, The Great Divide, and then it would be followed up by a Bus-Perry aggression questionnaire and debrief. They would be debriefed. My study consisted of 31 participants for the no music sample and 29 participants for the music. And now for the fun part. This is interesting. My results. For the no music group, I found that a mean of 76.9 with a standard deviation of 20.4. And the music group, I found a mean of 72.9 and a standard deviation of 19.3. And for the, I ran an independent groups t-test with a significance of 0.63. So I failed to reject my null hypothesis, lo and behold. And what I found interesting was the graph here. Actually, the no music group showed more aggression than the music group did, which kind of had an inverse effect I wasn't expecting. But is that really a bad thing that I failed to reject the null hypothesis? Most people would be upset that I failed to reject they failed to reject the null hypothesis, but really, I feel that the media is blamed a lot for violent actions of youth, and lately, especially with school shootings and whatnot, video games are blamed, and music, television, movies, etc. Some limitations to this study was that it was only limited to college students, so can it really be generalizable to the outside world? Also, different songs could yield different results. So I focused more on the instrumental portion of the song rather than the lyrical content, which could, if somebody picked a different song, could show different results. And I don't think it was a question of having enough power either, because I did hold conditions constant for each group. For the no music group, I held it in the same room throughout the study, and the same with the no music group, as I said. But, and I had a good enough sample size, I think. I had 60 participants, so it's decent, but I guess I could have used more. Wouldn't have hurt. For future research, this is definitely an important topic that's relevant to current events today. Like I was saying, a lot of school shootings and tragedies that happen that's blamed a lot on media. But replication is definitely a key factor in this. take my results with a grain of salt because it's only one study. So, but if somebody were to replicate the study, I would recommend using the same song just to see if you maybe find something I didn't find. But if you were to use a different song, I would probably focus more on the lyrical aspect of it. So, yeah, that's it. Any questions?
Did you do male, female at all?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Was there any difference there?
I didn't find anything, but I actually still have to do that portion of it, see if maybe there was some differences between the demographics. So, anything else? No?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Maybe
I was gonna get away.
maybe I missed it, but how long did they listen to the song?
It was about 4-minute song.
And the No Music Group did what?
They didn't listen to any music. They just took the regression questionnaire.
They took regression
Yeah.
questionnaire. I see. Okay.
So, I hope I was in frame for this. Thank you. It wasn't like on the screen the whole time.
Well, you're fine.
Okay.
Now, how did you decide who listened to the music, who didn't?
It was just random. It was like every other day would be no music. So. Anything else? Cool. Thanks, guys.
I'm not going to give you a chance though.